Thank you for tuning in. You are listening to Shop Talk, and I'm your host, Styles by Joni. And today, I have a guest with me that I am so excited to be here, Mr. Enoch from Scalp, Carolinas.
Yes, ma'am.
And he is so awesome, and I'm so excited to get this information out there to you guys. He does hair restoration, and I want him to go ahead and tell you guys about that, because oh yes, it's wonderful. So Mr. Enoch, tell the people who you are and what it is you do.
Yes, ma'am. So my name is Enoch Glover. I reside in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been in the hair restoration business for about 8.5 years. And what we actually do is really more something called scalp micropigmentation. And what it is it's a form of a tattoo. But what happens is that when someone is losing hair and the hair is not coming in good, you're able to basically cut their hair down low, and then I'm able to go on with the procedure, and as long as all the hairline is laid out and everything looks like you have a buzz cut hair look. So it's permanent. It gives people 10-20 years back, in terms of their livelihood. It's just great, and it just boosts confidence. It's done for both men, women, children, and it's a really great transformation.
So it is good for men and women.
Absolutely, yes.
And then you said children as well.
Children as well, yeah. I've worked with some children that had alopecia. Mm-hmm. So alopecia, they will basically lose their entire hair, and so I'm able to go in and again recreate the look of hair follicles on their head. And again, the biggest maintenance to it is you just got to keep your hair cut low. As long as you keep it cut low, it looks like you have a buzz cut.
Okay, really, really nice. So how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 8.5 years, and the reason why I got into this for me is I got to a point in my life where I've been in the corporate world for many years still, but you get to a point in life where you're just looking for some level of fulfillment. And this was something that I found again about 8 years ago. The whole procedure, I should say, the whole thing is maybe about 10 years old, so it's still not very new. Exactly. So it's still very new from that perspective. But yeah, it's just fulfillment, and that's one of the places I've been able to find fulfillment.
And you make it your own niche and your own thing.
Absolutely, yes. So when a person comes in, it's pretty simple to get with me. Once the person calls, we talk. I give them a consultation, which is usually free, and then what we do is we talk about what is causing them the most issues, right? Mm-hmm. So usually with men, and myself included, as you guys can see, I'm bald, right? I don't have the procedure, but for me, baldness don't bother me, right? But it's for those that it bothers, and so if they're losing their hairline, I'm able to recreate their hairline for them. I'm able to feel and everything, and as long as the areas where they have hair, they shave it down. They just look fresh all the time.
I'm telling you guys, I promise you, his work is phenomenal, and I just had to get you on my show because, I'm a hairstylist as well, and I have clients that are dealing with alopecia.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm so excited to tell them about it because what you do, his work is great. It looks like the person actually has hair on their head. Yeah. Absolutely. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
if someone's just receding just from here to here, have hair here and receding here, can they keep their low and then
absolutely yeah. So what happens is about 90% of the time when somebody's losing hair, they would normally lose their hair in the middle part. The sides normally stays, right?
Okay.
And so the idea is that I will go and recreate the hairline, fill in the top, and then blend it into the areas where they do have the hair. So when you look at them again, everything looks complete. It just looks like they just have a buzz cut.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that part.
Yeah. So, whether you're receding, whether even somebody just receding from the front, I can do it as well. If it's in the top, I can do it as well.
Wow,
and I get a lot of women that wants density as well, right? So density meaning just go in and give it some color. Exactly.
So if, say if I have clients like that, right? Ma'am. So what if they wear a weave but low, but needs that filling? So would that work, or is that?
So if it depends on how long they want to keep their hair, right? Because imagine, let's say they're growing hair all on this side and they're not growing hair here. When I do the procedure, because nothing grows on the sides, it's going to look uneven. Right. So they're gonna have hair here, but then out here they will have color. So it would almost look like they have hair and then the front has been shaven off.
Right.
So it's not going to look 100%, correct, which is why it's important to always have that consultation.
Right, to see which way you're trying to go.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's see, how long does the procedure take, like from the time that you come in to the time, or is it more than one session?
Great question. So one of the things is it takes a total of 3 sessions, right? The first session, I get everything done. They will go home, they will heal. And what I mean by heal, it's not anything where there's blood or anything of that sort. Imagine basically little tiny needles that I've used to create little tiny incisions in the scalp. So we allow it about a week to 2 weeks for everything to heal. Once it heals, they come back. I'm able to see it, and then that's why I'm able to see some areas where I may need to do some corrections, in addition to possibly give it some more color as well.
Right.
So first session normally average is about 3 to 4 hours. Second session about 2 hours, and then the last session is more, maybe about an hour, just to fine tune some things.
Wow, to give it that fullness that you want.
Exactly. Correct.
Nice. Huh?
About 8 hours. 8 hours.
So average about 8 hours. Exactly. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. So one of the things with this too is, again, once it's done, it's permanent, right?
Okay.
So it's not anything where, a year later it's gone or anything of that sort. Normally, I see some of my clients back about every 3 to 4 years where they just need to do a simple touch-up just to make sure that we revive it again.
Wow.
But,
great.
once it's done, it's done. There's really no need for the barber once you have it done, because as long as you buzz your hair down, your hairline is always laid out. I can create very natural hairline or very hard hairline like, you just get from the barber shop,
Right.
very sharp as well.
That's wonderful. What? Huh?
You ain't never got to get a shape up.
Exactly.
No,
You're absolutely right.
right.
You never know shape up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a permanent shape.
Permanent shape.
Crisp.
Like, so if somebody is receding back, that's good for.
Absolutely. That's perfect for it.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah. So a lot of my clients say, "Hey, I'm coming with a George Jefferson," right? I'm sure a lot of people know, that show where he's lost everything. Exactly right.
Right.
Yeah. And so you go and you do the procedure, and I mean literally, people come in and they look 50, and by the time I'm done, they look 30. I mean that's just really how great it looks.
Yeah, it's true. Your work is really, really great. You got a question?
I got a question.
Okay.
Please ask.
All right, so say if you're receding on top, right? But I still want like dreads or long hair or twist, or I want like, you know what I mean? Like the rest is growing, but like the George Jefferson is coming in. How about if am I able to still get dreads or braids or something?
Absolutely, yeah. So what?
So that's something like what I asked before.
Yeah. So in that case, a lot of people use the fibers, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of like similar. Remember, in the area where you're losing, it's always going to be lighter, right? And the eye is always pulled to the place where it's light, right? And so the moment I go in and I give it some color, it gives it the facade that is fuller. Exactly. So you definitely got it. And that's exactly what it looks like.
I've been studying this for a while. So once I started seeing, once my barber said, you're going kind of thing.
Oh my goodness! You start looking into something, huh?
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I told my son about you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, son. But yes, he would love it because he's receding a little bit, and he's 28,
Oh, yeah.
and he would love it. That would just.
Yeah, the thing with hair loss is it doesn't discriminate, right? So the cost of it can range from $1,500 all the way to about $6,000. Now the $6,000 is really more for people with medical issues where they've totally lost everything, because then that means I have to do the entire head, which takes a lot of time. And again, the needle I use is just so tiny. It's very specific formulated for what I do, and because it's so tiny, again, imagine just doing somebody's entire head. But normally, average is about 2,000 average. Yep.
And it doesn't hurt.
So pain is relative, right? So normally it really, the areas that most people feel it, about 90% of the time is in the front and the temple area, right?
The sensitive area.
Once I start getting to the back, most people will fall asleep in the chair. Now you got the other 10% where the areas it's supposed to hurt, it doesn't hurt, and when you start getting to the back,
that's
they feel it. Exactly.
Everybody
so
have different areas.
That's correct. Yes, that's correct.
Oh wow!
I need $500.
Just in time.
Right, 500. We say $500 worth. And make sure I tell my son that probably like 500, son. You don't need it all.
One of the things too I'm doing, with obviously, we're in an environment now where A lot of people are not working. Money is hard for people to come by. One of the things I'm doing in the community is basically every client that comes in, I have about 10 different, charity that they can pick from. And so any amount that they spent with me, 5% of their amount goes to any charity that they want as well.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's something that I'm doing to just make sure, we help those out there that are
help the community.
Well.
That's really nice. Wonderful.
Yeah, so the way, we can definitely work, there's a way where you can, put in the finance where, I have a financing company that can finance you. Additionally, the one thing I do is, because I'm not big on somebody getting charged, for things like that, right? So what I do too is that if you're not able to pay it all at once, you pay 70% at the first session, and then the second session 20%, and last session 10%.
Yeah, cool.
Exactly.
that works.
Yeah,
and it's like you gotta wait 2-3 weeks anyway.
Exactly.
For the next session.
That's correct.
So,
exactly.
Okay, wonderful. Right, I'm telling you, I was just so excited. So what sets you apart from others that's out there? But I already know. I'll let you tell the people.
So one, I would say what sets me apart is me, right? And what I mean by that is I'm not in this for the money, to be totally honest with you guys. Again, I've had thriving career before I got into this. It's not for the money. For me, it's just really more about the passion of helping people. Through this, I've made hundreds of brothers and sisters, and just putting a smile on someone's face is truly something that's priceless. So for me, it's just the fulfillment in it. And the moment you walk into my clinic, from when you leave out, you're treated like family. That is truly what sets me apart from everybody else.
Yeah, that sets you aside.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All right. So I really tell the people where you are. What's your location?
Absolutely.
And your where you are and your social media?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So I'm here in Charlotte on Westinghouse Boulevard. So I'm basically right in the border of North and South Carolina, by the Carowinds. Yes, I'm no more than 5 minutes from Carowinds. My Instagram is Scalp Carolinas. So it's SCALP CAROLINAS. And same with my Facebook as well. It has tons of information in there. The other piece that sets me apart, let me mention this, is when you come to my clinic, it's not like I will meet with you and then say, hey, when it's time for your procedure, here's Joe that's going to do your procedure, right? You meet with me from day one, and I take you through the entire process. You never have to talk to anybody else but me, because it's just that personal for me.
Okay, so is it that do you work alone, or do you have anybody helping you?
I do my work alone. Okay. All of my, I've easily done 500 clients. Okay. Each and every one of that is done by me. And because again, when somebody sits in your chair, and I'm sure you can relate to this, for a long period of time, there's certain conversations, and you get to know a person. And to me, that's a lot of value to me, right? Getting to connect with people, knowing people, is just huge. I agree. Me. And it's just something I'm not willing to give away to let somebody else do the procedure, because of that. That's value too. Right.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. So you ready? You ready, right? I'm telling you, he's amazing. I just had to have you on, so you can share with the people. Wow. And you guys don't hesitate. Let's get with Mr. Scalp Carolinas.
Yes, ma'am.
Enoch.
Yes, ma'am.
Enoch. That name, right?
Come on.
And I appreciate you too. I mean, it was just random, right? She just saw my work on Instagram, and she reached. She's like, "Man, you did some fantastic work." She's like, "Really want to introduce you to my audience." So I do want to thank you for that as well. I don't take that for granted.
You are welcome. You are welcome. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Well, everybody, this is the show for today, and I hope you guys get that information, because it is imperative that you reach out to this man. You no longer have to have that receding hairline. I'm so excited. He cool, and he's great.
Thank
you for listening to Joni's Shop Talk. My show airs 6 p.m. Fridays Eastern Standard Time, and until next time, be blessed and definitely not stressed.